Hi everybody, and welcome back to the Crafty Christmas in July 2023 YouTube collaboration that is hosted by Lisa from Paper Lace and Bling and Terry from Sweet Pea Papers. There are several YouTube collaborators this year, so don't forget to check out the description box below for all of their channels, so you can just click on their links. You can also go to their Etsy shops and their Facebook groups if they have those, because there are several sales and different specials and even some giveaways going on, so go ahead and check those out. If you've been watching the video so far, well, you know that I am making a December daily traveler's notebook. So here is my traveler's notebook that I've got done so far. And we're in our second signature today, working on days 12 and 13. So I have my pages set and ready to go. We'll start with page 12. First, I'm going to be using this Elizabeth Craft Designs set. I'm using just this piece here. And I've got it, it looks like this. I'm going to go ahead and glue this together so I can place it on my page. Now I've already gone ahead and scored this so that it will lie flat, but I'm going to do that again as I put it together because I like to have my stuff lay really flat. It's less bulky in my book. However, if I'm ever using something that's heavily embellished like a large tag, then that's a good thing so that the tag will fit in there. But I know I don't need a lot of room here, so I'm going to make sure that this is very flat when I adhere it together. So I've just added adhesive to those pockets to form that, or to those tabs to form that pocket. And now I'm going to take this little die cut piece and place it here just on the tips of my piece to secure it to the front of my little pocket piece. Now I could put acetate behind this, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it like that. So now that I have this piece, I'm going to go ahead and add adhesive to the back. I thought about making this also another little tuck spot or a pocket, but I don't want to put too many things in here. If you remember, whenever I finished my first signature, I mentioned that it's getting really chunky and bulky because of the way that I'm doing my pages. So I'm going to try to cut some of that out. And the easiest way to do that is to just not put as much stuff on each page. Even though I could, I think it'll really cut down on the bulk. Next, I'm going to add my little Warm Wishes border strip at the top, but I'm going to be placing this on the top of it. So I'm just going to add my adhesive here first. That way I can place this down as one entire piece so that I know exactly where I want it on my page. So I'm just going to lay this right across the top of here. And now when I place this, I'm going to put my 12 here. I still have my room for my pocket, and it's going to break up some of that cream colored paper. I mentioned that I'm trying to cut down on the bulk, so I'm trying not to add as much background paper onto my cardstock pages either, because that did add a lot of bulk previously. So I'll still add it for when I do photo mats and such, or when I'm using my tags, but I'm trying not to put quite as much on each of these pages to see if it'll cut down on how chunky this signature is. I mean, there's not going to be anything to do about it. It's still going to be somewhat chunky because of how I'm doing it, but I want to see if it's not quite as thick. So I'm just going to add my adhesive onto my number 12 here. I'm really liking these little number dies that I bought from Elizabeth Craft Designs. So I think there's a lot of possibilities for using these. So I'm glad that I purchased those. So once I have that on the page, I'm going to just go ahead and put my two little cut apart pieces right down here in my pocket. And now for this side, it's going to be pretty simple. I've got a tag that I'm going to place on the page here, and then I'm going to add the white piece down here. This is also from Elizabeth Craft Designs. This is from Annette Green's Everything's Blooming collection. And I'm going to add this here. And then this, I actually cut this from this piece of trim that Lisa gave us in our goodie bag. So Lisa's Paper Lace and Bling Etsy shop has lots of stuff like this in it. So if you want to check her shop out, you can. It's linked in the description box below. She does have a special going on right now too. So if you purchase, I think it's $15 in product before shipping and taxes, she'll give you a yard of lace for free. And then if you type my name in the notes box, there's a giveaway for all of us who are participating in the collaboration too. So whoever gets the most referrals, I guess, or refers the most people to her shop. Just a fun little thing that's going on. So I'm just going to adhere that down first using some Fabri-Tac. Then I'm going to adhere my little paper piece down here. And then I'll apply it to my page just like I did with the previous page. And then for this piece, I'm going to place it here, and I'm not going to put adhesive on the part that's over the tag. That way, if I have a picture for my tag, it will slide underneath of there still. This is all I'm going to be putting on these pages. So next I'm going to go ahead and add my gems. For this side, I'm going to be placing my red gems on the page here. First, putting one in the center of the bow on the tag. And then I'm going to place one between those little banners. And then just because I have my black paper, I'm just going to put some in my corners just to give it a little bit of color. Now on this page, I'm going to be placing the gold pearls, and I'm just going to place them between each of these little banner pieces here at the top. So this is it for day 12. I'm going to let all of these gems dry, and then I'll come back and start on day 13. Now for spread 13, I'm going to be using this die set from Elizabeth Craft Designs, and I'm using this smaller file folder. So I've cut it from the Warm Wishes paper, I scored it, and I'm going to make the file folder. I just added the little tiny sticker Joy to the World border strip. Now I'm going to be adhering the back of this down to my page, and then it's going to open for room for photos. I'm going to use this little paper clip, and it is from this set here. I've used this little paper clip, and I'm going to clip this together at the top, so then you remove that and then open the pages. So first I'm going to place this here. I've got my piece from my Graphic 45 paper, and then I'm just going to add my adhesive to the top of my paper clip, and I'm going to place this here on the page down towards the bottom where I want it to go. And then I'm going to line up my little clip piece with where I want this to fall on the page. And now I can remove that and make sure that this is adhered together. And I'm going to set that aside to dry. I have a little piece of my paper that I'm going to just use as a border strip just to give it a little bit more color to break up this black background. And I'm just going to run that up this side. And now I'm going to take my piece and just run my adhesive and I'm going to leave my top section about 1/2 inch with no adhesive so that I can place my little paper clip anywhere along there to hold this closed. And now I'll just take that and clip it on and make sure everything works. And then for the other side, I've cut this piece here. It's from this strip of trim that Lisa gave us with our goodie bag. I'm going to make this a pocket. So I'm going to use Fabri-Tac to hold this down on the edges and in the bottom, but I'm not going to go all the way to the top. I'm just going part way because I'm going to roll the edges of this fabric over to give it a little bit of interest. Now I'm going to lay this down almost all the way at the bottom, just because I have a little bit of a larger journaling card that's going to go in my pocket and I want to make sure that I have room for it. And now where each of these little keyholes are, I'm going to put some adhesive. And then I'm going to roll my top of my pocket over until those little tips catch on there. I'm going to add a little bit here on each end as well, just to secure that down so that it doesn't get caught on anything or snag. I'm going to add my journaling card down in my pocket, so that's going to give some red to the top of my page. Then I'm going to take my number and I'm going to adhere that right to the front of my pocket, down towards the bottom, but not completely at the bottom. Next, I'm going to add some gems, but I'm going to try to be very careful about how I do this because I'm going to add it on my pocket fabric. And I want to try to make sure it doesn't seep through because I don't want that pocket to be adhered to the page. So I did take out my little journaling card. I'm going to add my adhesive to these little points. And I'll be using the red gems here to give it some more color. On this side, I'm going to add gems at the top and the bottom. And then I'm going to add one on each side of my little paper clip part where it says piece, right in the design. Where all that scroll meets, I'm going to just place my little gems there. And then I'll take my card, place it in the pocket, and page 13 is finished. So that's it for layouts 12 and 13. Don't forget to check out all of the other videos from the other collaborators. They're all linked in the description box below. In the next video, I'll be working on pages 14 and 15, so I hope you'll join me then. Thank you for watching and have a great day.